get started right now. So definitely, this is God darn it. I Love Lucy, with them sleeping in the separate beds.
Yes, dear.
Now they got one bed.
Wanda, darling,
Yes, dear.
get the light.
Bewitched. This is the Bewitched. Oh, sweet. This looks just how Bewitched used to. I mean, you know, it's the same art style that Bewitched used to. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. And those were their real neighbors. 'Cause we've seen those people. Hmm. Sword.
Look, it's the star of the show. Stick 'em up.
Oh, don't shoot, I'm just a messenger.
Pew, pew.
Pew pew. What the? Why is she looking at him like that? That would never happen in a '50s show.
The devil's in the details, Bev.
That's not the only place he is.
Hmm.
You all know.
The devil's in the detail, Bev.
Fundraiser for Westview.
Mephisto.
This might help.
8 years.
Careful, we'll stick a big red.
Oh, well, hold on there a second. Did you hear the man? He doesn't eat food.
Is gum food?
Well, my understanding is that it's purely for mastication.
Oh, no, I don't do that.
Well, when in Westview. Cheers.
Who knew you were such a funny guy?
And to think you came here all hot and bothered about protocols and nonsense. We actually thought you were serious.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
He's funny. All right, so.
I've heard things about you. You and your husband. Well, I don't know what you have been told. But I assure you, I don't mean anyone any harm. I don't believe you.
Interesting. Help me, Wanda.
Who is that? Who are you?
Who's doing this to you, Wanda? Wanda.
Whoa. Oh, shoot.
Daddy!
Strucker. He'll make time. for you.
Strucker. Hydra watch. Oh.
Oh, is that him? Well, it looks like he's got a little hitch in his giddy-up.
Today, we will lie to you. And yet you will believe our little deception. Because human beings are easily fooled due to their limited understanding of the inner workings of the universe. Flourish.
He's telling the truth.
It's too late. You don't say it out loud, honey.
Flourish.
Oh. Look.
Huh. See there? He's using a rope.
I'm feeling pukey. I'm doing it.
If only you all knew our secret.
Oh.
Is that how news? Shut up, Beth.
Now, ladies and gentlemen.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
What's in the
There's
box?
something in the box.
Yeah, what's in the box?
What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box?
It's all right. It's all right. But what is going on?
No idea. I've been feeling weirdy all day.
Okay. Okay. Oh, wow.
Would you look at that? That really gummed up my works, didn't it? I'm not as funny without it, am I?
Well, you're back for the children. Well, I think the children might need some popcorn.
Or wonder.
What?
Oh. She's pregnant already.
Is this really happening?
Yes, ma'am. It's really happening. If it's that damn tree again, I am going to...
It's not the tree.
What is it?
Oh.
Wonder.
A beekeeper. But I want to see that symbol that's on the back of his. Whoa. What did she do?
Vision. Is this really happening?
Yes, ma'am. It's really happening.
Oh, he's turning the color.
Wanda. Who's doing the sea, Wanda? Wanda.
Damn, that sounded a lot like Chris Evans. Interesting first couple of episodes for the series. Obviously, they went with the 50s, 60s, 50s, 50s, 60s sitcom era comedy sitcom. Which was cool with that. They kind of came with the 50s humor, which was okay. Not a lot of chuckles for me out of it. Just a couple of very interesting points between the two episodes. Obviously, in the first episode, when Vision pulls the food from his boss's throat, And then they get up and act as if nothing happens. As a matter of fact, he offers Vision a promotion at the job. And then in this second episode, we have this interference that comes over the radio as "Help Me Wanda, Help Me Wanda" is playing, and someone is saying over and over, "Wanda, who's doing this to you? Who's doing this to you?" The very important lady in town, she breaks the glass and cuts her hand. So really weird little instance right there with that. And then obviously we got this beekeeper that comes up from out of the streets, and as soon as Wanda sees this, she's like, no, and she rewinds it back to where they discover that she's pregnant, and we kind of end the episode right there. So I'm not quite sure what to think about what we've seen so far. They're not really giving us a lot to go off of. I think there was a couple of little, very tiny little moments. There was one point where Agnes says the devil is in the details. I think that's a reference to Mephisto, who is supposed to be involved in this. If you know anything about the comics, I know a little bit about the comics, but not the full story. And then when there was a commercial spot also in this second episode where they're advertising a watch. The watch has the Hydra symbol in it. And I forget the name, and I don't know the significance of the name of that watch. This is where my Marvel knowledge gets a little hazy, or is lacking, I should say. So I'm sure the name of that watch holds some kind of significance that I'm not aware of. But I definitely saw the Hydra symbol in that watch, which is really, really interesting. Oh, and then the other thing that I do know from the trailer that we saw, the young black lady who was kind of directing the little show there that they were having in town. She, I believe, is a sword agent, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't know how she was placed there, but she's obviously placed there to kind of keep an eye on them, I'm assuming. We know later on in the trailer that when she got, probably in the next episode, because she's more in a 70s look. And at the end of this episode, we went into color, which would really signify the 60s or late 50s, 60s when color came into view. But I'm thinking they're probably more going into the 60s era, and then we'll probably end up in the 70s era by the third or fourth episode, depending on how rapidly that they move through things. They seem to be moving through things fairly rapidly because Wanda's already pregnant. I didn't think we would see that for a few episodes. So she's already showing. And not only is she showing, but she's showing pretty well. Like, she's months pregnant. Her and Vision supposedly had sex at the beginning of the episode. And now at the end of the episode, she's already like 6 months pregnant already. Really interesting episodes. I can't say that they were my all-time favorite episodes that I've ever seen in my life. I obviously, whenever you're getting into a new series, it's a lot of setup involved. So things move slowly and methodically, but you do get a couple of really interesting little tidbits to kind of feed your interest. And they threw a couple of tidbits in there, the tidbits that I had mentioned earlier. So we'll see what comes to that. Really interested to see what the beekeeper was all about. I didn't see the symbol on the back of his jumper, his jumpsuit. I'm assuming it was a shield symbol. But he's obviously coming from out of the street, almost like a horror movie. They even start playing like a horror movie type music, like Twilight Zone. Actually, that scene actually reminds me of Twilight Zone, and I believe it is a sword symbol that is on the back of his jumpsuit. and then of course Wanda says no and rewinds everything back to the living room where she first finds out that she's pregnant. So again, very interesting episode. I'm sure there's some little Easter eggs or something in there that I missed that would probably clue me into what's exactly going on. I believe is going on, or what I believe was explained that's going on is Scarlet Witch has created this little world for her and Vision. This is her coping mechanism to deal with the death of Vision and everything that's happened since the events of Endgame. And the sword agents are aware of what's going on, and they're, I guess, trying to study and see what's happening. And they've kind of been able to infiltrate this particular universe that she's in. As I mentioned, the black lady who was kind of running that little show, I believe she's a sword agent, and we'll see more about that later on. And then of course we had the beekeeper guy coming from under the street. He obviously was had the sword symbol on the back of his jumper there, and there was, I believe, in the first episode, and I forget exactly what it was, but we saw the sword symbol on something else in the first episode. I believe, was it on? God, I forgot what it was. So obviously, Sword is a very much in and around what's going on here with Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch recognizes them and is trying to keep them at bay, keep them out. They're kind of screwing up her. Forgive my phrasing here, but they're screwing up her wet dream that she has going on with Vision. So she's, but she has full control at the moment of this universe that she's created for herself and Vision. Now, I do know that this storyline that they're building on is a storyline that's been basically taken from the comic, but deals with Mephisto and how he may be manipulating Scarlet Witch to try and steal her power. He may be responsible for the pregnancy, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong about that because I'm not fully versed on that storyline from the comics. I just know from what I've seen on Variant Comics and other YouTube channels that where I've gone to kind of get myself up to speed on the lore as it pertains to Scarlet Witch and Vision. So that particular storyline with Mephisto was mentioned as a possible storyline that they would loosely base this series on. So I'm basically going off of all of that information there, and we'll see how everything develops. But I do think it's a good start. A very good start to the series. I'm sure the episodes will pick up pace. That I can actually already see them picking up pace. We've already got color coming in, and now we have Scarlet Witch who's pregnant. So we can see that the pace is going to pick up fairly quickly. By next week, we should be getting really deep into exactly what is going on here with Scarlet Witch and the mystery behind whoever that voice is that was calling out to her saying, "Who's doing this to you?" I could be totally wrong about this, but that really sounds like Steve Rogers, Captain America, who is saying that. But I'm not good at recognizing voices. I thought that was Chris Evans saying that, but I could be totally wrong about that. So, guys, let me know if I am off base with that. Put that down in the comics. I'm sure someone out there that's watching this is much well versed than I am on the lore as it pertains to Vision and Scarlet Witch. So, but I did enjoy both episodes. I look forward to next week's episode, guys. And definitely, if you enjoyed this reaction, do you want to subscribe and hit that like button? Hitting the like button will really go a long way to help the channel and get views for this particular video. And I really would appreciate that, guys, if you hit that like button. Guys, I want to thank you very much for watching. And again, I hope to see you all next week for our next reaction, guys. Thank you very, very much.